Well, today we're going to be exploring the stardust in every one of us and what that means in our daily living as spiritual human beings. During my sabbatical, I read a lot, interacted with online gatherings and in-person gatherings, in-person workshops, and had a lot of fun. On my last sabbatical Saturday, I attended a workshop at Mercy by the Sea, and it was called Living Earth, Living Cosmos, which meant nothing to me. I had no idea what they were talking about. All I knew that it was going to be something about connecting to the cosmos and to the earth, and I still didn't have a clue. To me, it sounded a bit new agey and a bit out of my comfort zone. And then that became the reason I signed up, because it made me uncomfortable. Have you ever found that in those moments or activities that make you a bit uncomfortable, that these moments or activities are also so rich with insight and discoveries? Yeah. Honestly, even if I did not enjoy the workshop, I was at Mercy by the Sea. You know, I could go out and sit on the beach, watch the ocean. Besides, this workshop included lunch, and they have great food. Anybody been to Mercy? Yeah, great food. Well, before I go into what I gleaned from that workshop, I want to go back to my very first sentence when I said we are spiritual human beings. Unity most often says that we are spiritual beings having this human experience or creating this human experience. And I often felt a bit uncertain about that description because it seemed to focus on duality. And at the same time, to me, seemed to infer that our humanness was less than our spiritual beingness. So when I attended an online gathering with Reverend Linda Martella Whitsett, she announced her own uncomfortableness with that particular unity phrase and offered an alternative, that we are spiritual human beings, unified beings, not divided in two, but rather we're all of that and more at once. So I invite you to also play with this new wording that I'll be using, spiritual human beings. And of course, I'd love to hear your feedback. Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? We're all free to do as we wish, but just take that in for a time of pondering. Well, now back to that workshop. No real surprise. The workshop was wonderful and was chock full of science and spirituality. One of the reasons I was initially attracted to Unity was that the founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, saw a direct connection between science and spirit and assumed that they could always work easily together. So in that workshop, we watched a film, which I'm going to bring here and we'll show it sometime in September. You'll get to see that film. And it was through this film that I actually understood very deeply that, in fact, we are all made of stardust. Every atom in your body was made in a star or by a star. Yeah, it's like for real. Now, in an article written by Dr. David Hamilton, he wrote that our heart, our brain cells, our skin, our hair, our teeth, our bones, even the air that we breathe, plus those that compose the trees and the dogs and cats and rabbit and horses and lions and tigers and bears, oh my, right? But also insects and birds and fish, roads, buildings and cars, all came from stars. The basic component of everything within you and around you were made in a star. And you, therefore, are connected deeply to all of it. Your body is the remnants of a star after it took its last breath. I love that we are a resurrected dead star. We are the new life of a deceased star. Or perhaps another way to think about it is that stars are our ancestors. Yeah. In the early 1980s, astronomer Carl Sagan said, "We are a way for the universe to know itself. Some part of our being knows this is where we came from. We long to return. And we can because the cosmos is also within us. We're made of star stuff." So just a bit more science, okay? Because I want us to, we have said before that we're stardust, that we're stars, but I always took it symbolically. But I love the fact that we could take it literally. So I'm going to give you a little bit of science so you feel more grounded, okay? So the universe was created, 14 billion years ago? And we, in the form of apes at that time, came into being about 7 million years ago. And now we know, of course, that we are spiritual human beings. We also know that. Stars begin their lives as invisible clouds of mostly hydrogen. And the atoms of hydrogen are gradually pulled together under gravity and squashed together to form helium. And you all have experienced helium if you ever blow up a balloon, right, and then had that wonderful squeaky voice as you let the air out. Yeah. Well, it's actually nuclear fission. It releases vast amounts of energy, so much, in fact, that the star essentially ignites like a large cosmic matchstick being lit. But while it burns, more and more atoms are squashed together, eventually forming the heavier elements like carbon and nitrogen, oxygen, silicon, and iron. And even larger stars produce gold, silver, and platinum. And just as a log fire, you ever have a fire in your fireplace, right, goes out when it uses up all its fuel? Well, stars do the same. They burn for usually millions or billions of years, and when all their fuel is used up, many of them blow up, a supernova. And the carbon, nitrogen, all those elements are blasted into space as stardust. Eventually, gravity draws this stardust together to form planets like Earth. So everything on Earth and every atom of your DNA is stardust. Every atom of the oxygen that you breathe is stardust. You are an intimate part of the whole universe. You are made of stars. The universe gave birth to you, and you contain its essence in you. You might say that you are the form that the universe is currently taking. And you are deeply connected with the whole universe. There's a phenomenon known, and I know some of you know this, called entanglement. Yeah. So entanglement shows that when two particles or fields interact, they remain connected no matter how far apart they become. This is also true of particles and fields that were created at the same time. Cosmologists, I can say that correctly, believe that all particles and fields were created about 14 billion years ago in the Big Bang. So all particles and fields are connected today. Yeah. And although it may not look like it or feel like it, you are connected to, entangled with, the entire universe. In the deepest way, you are connected to a leaf on a tree, to a stone in a garden, a raindrop, other people, your loved ones, and even those you don't love that much. As well as to animals, plants, insects, birds, and fish, to a crystal of ice on one of Saturn's rings, and even to a piece of dust on the surface of a planet in a galaxy far, far away. So all life on Earth and the atoms in our bodies were created in that furnace of now long dead stars. So it looks like Carl Sagan was right. It's totally 100% true. Nearly all the elements in your human body were made in a star. And many have come through several supernovas. You are truly stardust. So what does that mean to us today? It's a wonderfully pleasant thought, isn't it? But what does it mean to us today? One idea is that we are not just living on the surface of the planet, but that we are living in and as the earth. And perhaps what we do to this earth, we are truly doing to ourselves. It can also mean that we are all so much more connected to each other than we ever thought. And in the same way, what we do to another, even abstractly, we are doing to ourselves. Certainly, the imperative to take care of our universe, our planet, and all creatures and people is one that we in Unity have long felt and responded to in various ways. But is there more to it? Perhaps spiritually. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore wrote that stars represent our first awakening before we have the realization of our inner powers. Metaphysically, stars are our inner guiding light. Stars represent, and this is still with Mr. Fillmore, stars represent subjective and not fully understood guiding lights. They represent the inner realm of consciousness that, like the book of life, have kept the records of past lives and held them in reserve for the great day when your soul would receive and embrace its Christ light, its own divinity. And Mr. Fillmore also wrote, hitch your I am. It's one of my favorite things. Hitch your I am. Your I am is your spiritual identity. So hitch your spiritual identity to the star of Christ, and infinite joy will follow as night and day. What a beautiful promise. Yeah. When we align ourselves, our thinking, our words, our actions, with that spark or star of divinity within, We will feel that joy and peace that we have so longed for. As Unity True students, we have a way to incorporate the science of stardust and our spiritual understanding so as to create a better world for ourselves and all other life. Is it easy? Well, no, it isn't. And yet, we continue to strive, to grow, to evolve. We are stardust. We are golden. Now, looking around this room, and also thinking of those who could not join us today, I do see stars, and I am truly star-struck by all of you. All of us have had to overcome some challenges in our lives. And truly, some of them are daunting. Health issues, the death of a loved one, learning and physical disabilities, loss of a marriage, shortages of money, food, housing, employment, even shortages of support, comfort, understanding, and love. And many have had to endure hatred, bigotry, sexism, physical and sexual abuse, as well as false accusations and cruelties. Many others have had to overcome addictions of all sorts, including self-hatred and contempt. All of us, every single one of us, has had to struggle to get back to the garden, to choose heaven today. And while our individual paths on this journey all look very different, our destination is the same. We long to go home, to get back to the garden, to choose heaven on earth today. So I want you now to just take a moment, and in that moment, take a breath, okay, and close your eyes. And I want you to think about all the challenges that have occurred in your life. How many stars had to explode and die? How many hurdles you needed to jump over? And perhaps right now you have current challenges that you're facing. Knowing that you are made of stardust may not in itself help you jump higher, jump over. But when you connect to that awareness of that spark, that star of divinity within you, you just might experience another inner explosion of a deeper power. Yeah. So open your eyes. And repeat after me. I am stardust. I am golden. I choose to get back to the garden. I choose heaven on earth today. Looking at all of you, I am truly starstruck. And I invite you right now to look around this room and become starstruck by everyone else here today. For if you look up into the evening sky, I can pretty much have 100% truth in this, that when you look up at the evening sky, you're not just seeing one star, right? You're seeing lots of stars. That makes up what we call the heavens, right? The night sky. One star exists because it is among many stars. Yeah. So I want you to know this, and I want you to remember that we are stardust. We are stars. We are golden stars. We are spiritual human beings. And we are all starstruck, not just today, but every day. That's how I see you, and that's who you truly are. Namaste.